What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video, and today here for more F1 2020 gameplay content. Codemasters released a few hours ago the first gameplay trailer of the game, and I already saw it, so I'm not going to show you. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure to watch first the trailer and then my analysis. Let me say that we have so much improvements in the game, and yeah, we can see the new F1 2020 cars, and here I am to analyze all the features that we can see in this game frame by frame. So make sure to smash like and subscribe, and if you need to see plenty more F1 2020 content. It's been weekly because I've been analyzing the Verstappen and Sainz gameplay. It's been a space of 2 weeks, so consider that this is F1 2020 game content, weekly content, despite not having the game. But yeah, we're here on Sony Vegas, and I'm going to watch the trailer frame by frame, and we'll see the new features of the game. So it starts here, so an AlphaTauri on the formation lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Here we have the first piece of driver. We can see Hamilton in the Mercedes. You can see the definition of the face is definitely much better this year. Maybe it's just a trailer, looks better on the trailer. Generally things are like that, the trailer looks better than the in-game footage when we buy the game, but it looks really good, Hamilton, and preparing for the race. We already had these footages, you know, before we start the race in career mode, so there's nothing new. You can see the helmet on purple looks really good, actually. I don't know the meaning of the purple color, but I won't say that he's fast and he goes purple every single sector. That would make kind of sense, you know. Then here's some screenshots, we can say, just 3 photos, I can say, of Hamilton at Bahrain. I want to say the lighting looks slightly better, it's almost the same comparing with last year's game. And the car model is the F1 car, and definitely that looks like the F1 car, so the model of the Mercedes is not ready yet. More footage, and as you can see, the lighting, in my opinion, it looks smooth. A lot of people say that it's the same, but I can see definitely some slight differences when it comes to the lighting on this game. So he goes there, and then we switch to Sebastian Vettel. That a few hours ago it was announced that he's going to be there last year in this red suit, looking good as always, my boy. And then Charles Leclerc, and some screenshots of the drivers, and then Leclerc going through the swimming pool chicane. And here we can see that is the F1 car still, so the Ferrari model is not ready yet, and going through Monza. Then we have Verstappen. Definitely the faces are with much more high definition. Cody's did an absolutely cracking job to improve the drivers' faces, and once again getting ready, then phase out, and we can see definitely screenshots, in-game footage, we can say. We can see the helmet cameras. You can see, I don't know if you're going to have in the game, in the replay cameras, because it appeared in last year's trailer, and we didn't have that kind of camera, only just with mods, so it was just possible to have this camera on PC. Then we have some footage at Singapore, I want to say. Yes, it is Singapore, because you can see behind the Renault Singapore Airlines. I know it's with a lot of blur, but I think you can see. And the Renault, I'm going to talk about already the model because it's different, and the AlphaTauri looking exquisite as always. Then we see a very blurred Williams. And then we jump into Silverstone, where we can see all the cars. So Ferrari with the F1 car, the Red Bull as well. And skip a little bit behind. The McLaren seems to be ready, and the Renault as well, and I think that's pretty much it. We skip forward into Singapore. The quality dropped a little bit here, so I don't know if it's a trailer. I'm not remembering how the quality was on the YouTube video. Then through Monza, through the first chicane, the Ferrari 1-2, that would be really good to see. And then some battle for the wooden spoon, and then the Renault of Esteban Ocon. And definitely this is the final model of the Renault, because you can see the nose large at the top, but then in the bottom is a little bit thinner. This is not an analysis video that I made on February. And here I noticed something interesting. I don't know, you can see the tires, you can see some little grooves. So is that the blistering? Are we going to have a visible blistering on this game? It was really interesting to see, because maybe it's the video quality, but you can see some grooves on the tires, and I won't say this is blistering, and if it is, another cracking job from Cody. He's making some changes here or there that are small, but in the final product you're going to see that it's going to make a huge difference. And I'm talking the lighting, where a lot of people say that is the same thing. And then we have the podium celebrations that are new in this game. You can choose your podium celebration, and here you can see that new celebration. So Charles Leclerc, it seems the same as we have in this year's game, but Hamilton is a different one. He's pointing at the sky with the number 1, so a la Sebastian Vettel. So I want to say this is going to be one of the celebrations that we can choose when we are creating our driver. And then here the most craziest podium that you can see in that season. Daniel Ricciardo winning for Renault, followed by Sainz, and Albon finally gets a podium after being taken out by Hamilton in the Brazilian Grand Prix last year. I don't know if Codemasters is cheating something, because in the next shot we have Pierre Gasly on the top step of the podium ahead of Verstappen, saying to Red Bull, "Screw you, I'm better in the AlphaTauri." And maybe Codemasters jinxing that the junior team is stronger, like it happened in the 2008 season. So I don't know, Codemasters jinxing something a little bit about, I don't know. But then we skip to the F2 cars, and here are the cars from last year. We're going to have the last year's cars, the 2019 ones, and later on in the few months after the game gets released, we're going to have this year's cars. So I was a bit sad, I wanted to see the footage of the 2020 cars, but yeah, in terms of F2 there's not much to talk. You can see Guan Yu Zhou, and then the calling of Matsushita, Sean Galale, and this is not a podium celebration, it's just on the paddock, and we already had that celebration. We skip onto Abu Dhabi. We can see the racing points of Perez and the AlphaTauri. I can't see the number, so I won't say this is Gasly by a helmet, and the car model is the same, so it's the F1 car. There's not much to talk about. Abu Dhabi looks a bit more beautiful, I can say. The lighting looks better once again, so you can see the lighting improvements in night tracks. And then the castle session at Baku with the Williams, and then Hamilton chasing down Sebastian Vettel, and then we skip to the pit stop phases, where not much change. I tried to see something on the tires, but I can't clearly see if we have some tire grooves. And then we skip to the onboard cameras, where I spotted something again on the steering wheel, like I did in the Carlos Sainz analysis video. You can see the P, that is the pit limiter, it means that the pit limiter is on, and you can see below the P that you have a pit limiter. But then you have an orange bar, and if you haven't watched the previous analysis video of the Carlos Sainz video, this was the overtake mode. So this is a new mode. I don't know, are the colors a new coding for the ERS system? I don't know, but there's no cockpit view to get some conclusions, and that's a little bit frustrating. But in all cars the bar is orange. This is another strong factor that the ERS was severely changed. Now we skip into Canada, and then Spa-Francorchamps on board with the Williams. This is a very weird onboard camera. You can see even the helmet, so that's a bit weird. Then we skip to Albert Park. You can see the Haas that is not finished, and here you can see that the racing point is finished. Oh no, sorry, it's just a lightning. It's the F1 car still, and the same goes to the Alfa Romeo, that the model is not finished. So the only models that we have are the Renault and maybe the McLaren. I can't clearly see if the McLaren is finished, but you can clearly see here through the swimming pool at Monaco that the Renault of Ricciardo is finished, and behind the Mercedes of Hamilton is not finished. And then the side-by-side action between Verstappen and Sainz. I'm not entirely sure about the McLaren model, like I said, but I won't say this is the F1 car and that the Renault model is finished. I think here you can clearly see that it looks a lot more like the F1 car. Then the helmet of Ricciardo, that looks amazing. The designs of Ricciardo's helmets are always exquisite. And then through Monza, through Variante della Roggia with the AlphaTauri, looks so good, the AlphaTauri on the game, let me say. I can't wait to get this car on my hands and give it a try. And here you can see that steering wheel now is green, the bar of the ERS, and I have no clue what this can mean. So if you have any clue what this can be, a theory, I can say, tell me in the comments what this can mean. But some side-by-side action, helmet cam of Hamilton side by side with Bottas and Ocon, and then Verstappen overtaking one of the Williams, and yeah, that is pretty much it. And then Baku side by side with the Haas and the Alfa Romeo through Monaco, and exiting through of the tunnel. And you can see here I can see some lightning changes, some tweaks, you know, to the lightning. And yeah, that's the trail, and then it's the F1 intro. And yeah, that's the first piece of gameplay that we have from this game, I can say, because we already had 2 hot laps, but now we can see much more things this game. The one thing that was missing in this trailer that I said in the comments of the Cody's video, that was the Schumacher DLC should be a little bit showcased, at least 1 or 2 cars of the new Schumacher DLC, or at least his face, because we had a trailer with Prost and Senna, remember, last year. But nonetheless, it looks pretty good, and I can't wait to get this game on my hands. This gameplay brought once again some hype, so it seems that Codemasters is bringing weekly F1 2020 game content. Really excited to see what the game is going to bring us. Who knows that I can play the game earlier, because I signed up for the beta testing. I'm not going to show anything in the channel because we are not allowed to. But if I were chosen to the beta testing, it would be so nice to try the game earlier. Fingers crossed I get chosen for the beta testing. If I get chosen, I'm gonna tell already that I'm going to show any gameplay, because we have to keep secret with these things. The thing that you have to agree with Cody's. But that has been the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash like and subscribe, and if new, plenty more Formula 1 content. I think this is the second video of the day. I'm going to try to post it today, because I already the Sebastian Vettel one about my opinion and thoughts, because he's going to leave Ferrari, so make sure to check it out. But for me, it's everything, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.